welcome to Viking Preparedness. I'm Pastor Joe Fox. So I'm taking a walk with my dogs in the woods. Beard's a mess, I know. And I know where I want to go, I just don't know how I want to start. I guess a good place for you to start is to make sure you're very familiar with the OODA loop, O-O-D-A, Observe, Orient, Decide, Act. Google is your friend. You can search in my channel box. I've talked about it a great deal. Why? Because it's important. In the military, we learned a lot of things, and one of them was that the principles of offensive operations include surprise, speed, and violence of action. Well, these are true. I teach a women's self-defense class, amongst other things, and I tell them that the first time they're attacked by a bad guy will not be the first time that bad guy has attacked a woman. Right? He's been down this road before. And that has to do with the OODA loop. And most people who have been through a mugging or an attack or a violent event, a house fire, a car wreck, whatever, in the main, time seems to slow down. And there's a term for that, which I can't remember right now, but time seems to slow down while it's happening. Everything goes in slow motion, right? But on looking back on it, people reflect, wow, that happened really fast. I think what's coming is going to happen really fast. And unfortunately, it's going to take a lot of people. And more unfortunately, it's going to take a lot of you completely by surprise. Meaning, this is a good point. In the military, we talk a lot about surprise, right? Surprise works to our advantage. But tactical surprise, it doesn't mean that the enemy doesn't know you're coming. It means that he figures out you're coming too late to be able to do anything effective against it. Example. You could live at the end of a valley. You're now the bad guy. I'm not the bad guy, Pastor Joe. Whatever. And up the valley comes swooping, 4 helicopters loaded for bear with, people who intend to do you harm on those helicopters. And you see them coming maybe for a couple minutes. Wow, here they come. Well, depending on what the mission is, that may be short enough time for them to get complete tactical surprise before you can do anything. So, surprise doesn't mean you don't see it coming at all. It's not like somebody jumping out of this bush right now and going, boo! It just means, oh my God, I don't have anything to do about it. Like a bear just comes charging out of the woods and I see it for a full 10 seconds before it's on me. I just read an article about that. So, events that are coming are going to come so fast, people are going to go through their OODA loop, even though I've talked about it, and they're going to go, oh no, I can't believe this is happening. What's going on? What are we going to do? And then they are going to be acted upon. They will be acted upon by events, by bad actors, by good actors, or whatever, but things will take on a shape, speed, direction of their own, and those people who were not prepared to deal with the rapidity of what's going on are just going to get rolled over. And they're going to be in a reaction mode instead of an action mode. And I don't want that to be you. I want you to be in an action mode. And so go back and read my stuff on OODA loop. Watch my stuff on OODA loop. Go back and read about OODA loops. And you will quickly find out that the way to short circuit an OODA loop is through training and drills. Example, again, I guess I'm in a military mindset today. Reaction to a close ambush. And a close ambush is like there's a patrol of guys walking down a little path like this, and all of a sudden from within hand grenade range, so within 20 yards, less, there's a line of guys hiding, and all of a sudden they start shooting at us. And people be dying and stuff. There's no time to think about, oh my God, they're shooting at me from right over there. What am I going to do? All right, hey, guys, I need you to lay down a base of fire. No. There's no time for that. What every person has to do is face the guns and charge, right? That's your chance for success. That's another whole class for another time, but it's an immediate reaction. And the way that soldiers are trained to do that is through, one, explaining it to them because we have a Western Greek mindset, and then two, drilling it and drilling it and drilling it and drilling it so that when the gunfire comes from right there, everybody turns to the sound of the guns and moves, right? Over and over and over drills. So, how's that for you? You know what Russia's doing? What's today? Starting today and for the next 3 days, they're putting a vast amount of people into bomb and fallout shelters. They are mobilizing their rescue people, and they have like a paramilitary rescue force, if you will, to deal with, you know, bombed out buildings and radiation and floods and stuff like that. Picture the Red Cross with guns, right? Military leadership. And assigned people. And they're going through a nationwide drill for nuclear war. Why are they doing that? I worked for a guy in an intelligence agency one time, and he had this saying he used to say all the time, which I disagreed with, and I still do to an extent, but he said, capability equals intent. So if somebody has nuclear weapons, they intend to use them, was kind of his mindset. He was a hawk. I say capability equals possible intent, considered intent, capability equals capability. If Russia takes all these people and puts them through a 3 to 4 day bomb drill exercise, if you will, nuclear war exercise, they are going to get, if they do it right, a lot of lessons learned. Okay, yeah, we need to have somebody turn off the lights before they leave this power plant. All right, who's gonna do that? Ivan, your job next time is to turn off the lights. Got it? Got it, boss. All right, then they will be better. Also, if they put their people through this drill, the next time they do the drill, it will seem more familiar and the people will be less panicked. They'll know how they're gonna walk to their shelter. They know how they're gonna set up in the shelter, and it will be calmer. Why are they doing it? Whole bunch of reasons, you know. And I don't have access to any more information than you do right now. I don't get, you know, somebody doesn't send me WikiLeaks top secret reports out here in the middle of nowhere. But they could be doing it really just to show the U.S., hey, we're serious over here, look what we're doing. They could be doing it because, and this is what I think, they can read the tea leaves and they can see how we and the West are just beating war drums to go to war with Russia. And so, unlike us who will beat the war drums and go, we're not doing anything, it's not our fault, we have no evil intent, and therefore we can't practice with our populace, because why would we be practicing if we didn't see anything coming? They're like, hey, we're not politically correct, we see problems coming and we're going to drill for it. Am I telling you to do bunker drills? Do you have a bunker? What I'm telling you is to sit down, think, take a walk, gets blood going to your brain, think, sit down with those you care about, talk, brainstorm, come up with a plan and exercise your plan for what you're going to do in what I call condition black. Condition black is the world has changed irrevocably. It ain't going back to the way it was. Things are different now. What are you going to do? Because you see, what's going to happen is a whole lot of people, when that happens, the volcano goes off in Yellowstone, New Madrid, let's go, and California falls into the ocean all within 72 hours. That's one way. Nuclear weapons start falling all over the United States. Boom, 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 boom. That's another way it could happen. A tidal wave takes out the entire East Coast. That's a way it could happen. An asteroid hits somewhere in the U.S. or a comet or whatever. Again, I'm not spun up on those terms. But a big space rock comes in and wow! Coronal mass ejection. You know, blah, blah, blah. You guys know all this stuff. I don't have to go through the list. A lot of people are going to sit around for periods of time wondering what happened and when somebody's going to come do something about it. And other people are going to start acting immediately. They're going to start taking steps, either pre-rehearsed, pre-thought out actions, or they just have incredibly good instincts and they start acting on those instincts. Example, bad people. When the lights go out in the city, bad people are going to do what bad people do, right? Immediately, while everyone else is going, my phone doesn't work. What should we do? We're miles from home. How are the kids with the babysitter? And the next thing you know, somebody's shooting them and taking their wallet or, whatever. I better get out of the wind so you can hear me. Be ready. Be ready to deal with amazing things. Obviously, I'm a believer. I read the Bible. I know a lot of you aren't. But if one reads the Bible, one can see, wow, a third of mankind's going to be wiped out by this. All these people are going to die because of this. All these things are going to happen. You either believe it or you don't. You don't have to be a believer to just look at what's going on in the world and go, wow, there is the capability for bad things to happen very fast. And so you need to get your head right. That's the first thing. Your brain has to be right. You can't panic. And most people are going to. I was in a hotel room for 2 nights this last week, and I probably watched an hour, maybe an hour and a half of TV while I was there, and I was just disgusted. I'm used to dealing with people very similar to me on a daily basis out here in our little slice of heaven, and then I watched some videos because I had unlimited Wi-Fi in the hotel room. That's what I really did, and I was watching like a talk at the University of Kansas of some students, and other students are interrupting them and how they speak nowadays. And I read today on Drudge, my alma mater, James Madison University, they just put out like 35 things that you shouldn't say. Pure political correctness garbage, just crap. There's a lot of people whose whole brain is wired in that way. There's a lot of people whose brain is wired in that way who have money in positions of responsibility, who things always go their way because they just call and throw money at it. I saw somebody spend over $100,000 for a tiny house on TV. These people are going to be helpless when a big event happens. And I don't want that to be you. So the first thing is to get your mind right. I'm going to talk, I'm trying to make it worthy of y'all's attention about the leveling that I think is coming. Where things are going to change. Unfortunately, most people, possibly including me, all right? Possibly also including me, most people aren't going to make it. We'll talk about this some more. Get your head right first, though. Understand that this could happen. Go through some scenarios in your head. What would we do? Really plan it out. Example, I can just give you a simple one. And I think I did a video on this already. An event happens. The first thing you have to do is find out where all your people are and make sure they all know that an event happened. Then you have to gather your people, and then you have to secure, kind of simultaneously. Secure your area, your person, whatever. You're going to have to do it with speed because events are going to unfold rapidly. The Russians know it. People like me know it. I'm trying to tell you. I am. There are more things important than when you're going to get your next latte. All right. Man, I'm depressing myself thinking about you guys, and some of y'all just watching these videos and going to another video, and watching another video and going to another video, eating your Doritos, drinking your latte, your Coke, whatever, and going, yeah, one of these days I'll do something about that. Running out of time. All right. Maybe I'll see you out there.